You can see Tom going on to dominate the heavyweight division for years to come, go down as the greatest MMA fighter of all time. Do you see him capable of achieving that?
But when you start talking, he won this fight tonight, he could be the greatest of all time. Again, you know how I feel about Jon Jones, even being within Jon Jones' universe, in my opinion. Jon Jones versus the heavyweight fight will happen. Just relax. I'll announce that soon.
There's no way on earth that he's going to fight me. Not a chance. I will retire Jon Jones without even fighting him.
The pound for pound debate rages on. Dana White, whenever he gets a chance, he'll tell you Jon Jones is the man. Other people say he's not active enough, and you're in a position to comment on that. What do you think?
What is this pound for pound bull? It's a load of rubbish. It's like saying it just doesn't even make sense. Like, don't get me started on that. It's just like, how can you have a pound for pound? What does that mean if everyone's the same size? So how can you compare Demetrius Johnson's style to Brock Lesnar's style and say if they're the same? Like, they've got completely different attributes. It's like, I've got a bulldog, right? It's like saying, right, if my bulldog had a really long neck, who would win, a giraffe or the bulldog? Like, it's absolute bullshit. How can you even compare it? It's a lot of rubbish.
Tom Aspinall is taking aim at Jon Jones yet again, but this time, Jones isn't staying quiet. The interim heavyweight champion has reached his limit and is coming out swinging, showing he's done waiting around.
Somebody drag me into deep water. I'm telling you, I want to feel what it's like. I want to see if I can swim or not. Jon Jones, if you can drag me there, take me there. Because right now, all these guys are saying it, but no one can do it.
This is the only sport in the world you can have somebody hold your career back.
Yep. I've been almost a year inactive. With no prospects of anything. Just be ready, and we'll just let you know.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of difficult, like, mentally to...
Oh, yeah.
This is the fight against Jon Jones. Like, not... The fight is another thing.
Yeah.
This is the tricky bit where I really have to stay switched on, stay motivated, and I'm trying my best. I'm trying. It's tough. As you said a minute ago, no one really knows what's going on behind the scenes apart from me.
Exactly. You're in office cooking.
I train all the time anyway. Just because I've not got a fight doesn't mean I don't train. Like, I honestly can see Jon's point of view. I get it. I get it. It's just about the title for me. I just want the title. That's it. Does nothing else really matter. So
you're like, let me do my thing. Let me fight.
I just want to fight.
And I think that's the respectful way to go about it. It's like, you don't care if it's Jon, and it's no disrespect to Jon. It's no disrespect to anybody out there. You're just trying to fight. I just want to fight.
What do you think you have where you're better than him?
Well, Jon, let me first start by saying Jon is absolutely elite, and I completely agree with the notion that he's one of the best fighters ever.
Is he the greatest?
Potentially, but the way that I look at it is he has failed a couple of drug tests. To me, that rules you out of being the best of all time.
Really?
For me personally, I think.
Does it make him a cheat?
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah. If you're on steroids or whatever, I don't think he was on steroids, but he was on PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. If you're on PEDs and your opponent isn't, that's absolutely cheating in my book, unless you're both allowed to do it.
You've never taken anything like that?
Absolutely not.
In a recent interview, Tom Aspinall didn't hold back in criticizing Jon Jones's legacy. He questioned Jones's status as the greatest of all time, pointing to past steroid suspensions and accusing him of compromising his career with performance-enhancing drugs. Aspinall emphasized that he's done everything the right way, staying natural, clean, and disciplined, and expressed frustration over being left in limbo while Jones plays with the idea of retirement and stalls the division. According to Aspinall, this isn't just about Jon anymore, it's about the championship itself. He's not interested in chasing big names. His focus is on unifying the heavyweight titles, defending the crown, and carving out a legacy built on merit.
How long does Tom sit and wait? How many times do you get to tell Tom, who's a prospect, who has a shelf life of about 10 years, and who, by the way, has a belt that says he's the champion? How long do you tell him the only time he gets to seek gainful employment is when Jon Jones decides he's ready to let Tom go to work? Like, even if Aspinall says, I'm ready to move on, I'm ready to move into Surreal, I guess. Can't I have Surreal and we book Jon? See where the longevity that is Tom waiting on Jon? Do you see where that starts to grow? And when there's less and less manipulation that can be done to make it change.
I honestly can see Jon's point of view. I get it. I get it. It's just about the title for me. I just want the title. That's it. Does nothing else really matter. So, I get it completely. Get his point of view. Get what everybody's saying. Completely understand. I just want to prove I'm the best. That's all.
Aspinall's frustration isn't aimed solely at John Jones. It's with the entire situation. He feels that his career is being stalled, that valuable time is slipping away, and that Jones is sidestepping the fight fans are actually craving. And he's not alone in this belief. The rivalry has become a major talking point across the MMA world, sparking endless debate. Some argue Jones is playing it smart, managing his body, choosing his battles wisely, and steering clear of a dangerous, younger contender like Aspinall.
But he's holding up the division, okay? Tom Aspinall, the interim champion, has been the interim champ for 70% of John Jones's reign. They need to fight one another. And what the F is going on? Why isn't this fight scheduled? And now, of course, we've seen all this stuff coming out about John Jones. He's not sure. He's tweeting. He might be retired. He might not be retired. He's living his best life. I mean, that's all well and good. Of course, he's living his best life. He's had a tremendously successful life. He's one of the greatest fighters the world's ever seen, okay? And with that, he's made a tremendous amount of money. Of course, you're living a good life, but as the heavyweight champion of the world, you have a debt, you have an obligation to the fighters, to the fans, to the rest of the division, to your bloody self to prove that you are the undisputed champion of the world. He's not the undisputed champ because there's an interim champion. And I'm not saying this as someone trying to shit on John Jones. No, this is just the situation. Now, first of all, talking about living his best life. You've probably seen this right now. He's out in Thailand. He's driving around. He's on the back of someone's motorbike. He's having a good smell of somebody's hair. He's with some Russian dude because John Jones and Nate Diaz are filming some like Russian version of The Ultimate Fighter. Jake Shields was there. The guy that was riding the motorcycle comes in, kicks off to he's still hammered from the night out. He doesn't look like he could fight his way out of a wet paper bag, but he's swinging punches and all this type of stuff. Nate Diaz gives him a slap. John Jones is laughing his head off. It's time for him to be stripped.
We're going to get to that stage, mate, of defend or strip.
Robert Whittaker, one of the greatest ever, said, honestly, who cares now? I'm done with waiting. It's like Elder Scrolls 6.
You're going to have to play something else, mate.
He says, I don't know how John Jones still holds the title.
Others say it's straight up ducking, that Jones knows how dangerous Tom is and wants no part of that challenge.
You are ducking. You're ducking the opportunity. You're taking that opportunity away from someone else. You are robbing someone else of the same opportunity and the same dream that you have already realized and lived. That is selfish. That's not how the game works. And so it's on the UFC to make the call. Make the call. And you know what? They may have already made the call. And it may be happening at MSG and we're all being, you know, we're all being taken for a ride here. But honestly, if that is the case, come out and say it. And please tell Tom Aspinall, for the love of God, because by the time that fight happens, if it does happen on that day, it's going to be a year. We're approaching a year since his last fight, and that fight lasted 60 seconds. It is a travesty. It is a crime what is happening to Tom Aspinall in the prime of his life, in the prime of his career. Give up the belt or fight. That's it. Defend or vacate. That's it. It's great. We're all happy for you. I love the fact that you turned your life around. Truly. Trust me, I was there. We did the walk and talk in Albuquerque. I covered it all. It actually warms my heart. But you got to keep the train rolling along.
Others see it as outright avoidance, believing Jones fully understands the threat Aspinall poses and is deliberately steering clear of a fight he knows could go badly.
I go back and forth on what I think the greatest of all time means, but if you want to say like who dominated his division longer than anybody, who beat everybody that was ever any good in his division and who never lost, that's John Jones. The only time you could say he had a controversial decision was the Dominic Reyes fight. That was Dominic Reyes was coming up, he was in his prime. It was a really good fight, a really close fight, but John won what I think was a split decision, and then he had a split decision with Thiago Santos. But the bottom line is John won all those fights. He wins the heavyweight title too. It's tough to argue he's not the greatest of all time.
As for the GOAT conversation, it's more heated than ever. John Jones supporters point to his resume as undeniable proof. A multi-time champion, undefeated for more than 10 years, and a fighter who's ruled over 2 divisions without ever suffering a clear loss in the octagon.
Is John Jones scared to fight you?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the thing with John is conning the public, man.
Whoa. And Logan Paul, it's his favorite fighter.
Yeah. Oh, is it really?
Well,
yeah. Listen.
I mean, he's definitely top 3. He's definitely top 3.
Absolutely. I'm not disputing that he's an amazing fighter. I think the fact that he didn't want to fight Ngannou for 3 years, and now he's not wanting to fight me for over a year. And the way he manipulates the media and the public is super smart. I'm not taking anything away from him. But do I think he's scared to take the tough fights at this stage in his career? Absolutely.
Can you understand that?
Absolutely. Yeah, I can.
You can empathize with that?
I respect it. But if you're going to ask me the straight up question, is John Jones afraid to fight me? The honest answer would be...
From their perspective, someone like Tom Aspinall, a clean, natural athlete who's been dismantling elite opponents in less than a round, has more than earned his shot at the undisputed title. Even MMA legends are weighing in. Michael Bisping recently praised Aspinall, calling him the most complete and well-rounded heavyweight in the game today.
Jones is the heavyweight champion. He's an incredible fighter. You know, he's incredible. He's one of the greatest of all time. I don't think he can hold a candle to Tom. I think Tom will do the same thing to John Jones as what he did to Marcin Tybura. I don't think there's anyone that can stop Tom Aspinall. He's that good. He's that switched on. And he's just a great guy as well. Petition. The people have spoken. They have started a petition and it's on 17,000 votes. 17,000 people in the MMA community so far in a very short amount of time are all saying strip John Jones. And one of those people is Tom Aspinall's former opponent, Curtis Blades. He said, listen, without a doubt, they should be stripping John Jones. And everyone is starting to get a little bit tired of it. And now John Jones is even tweeting and alluding that maybe the fight's not even going to go down. Let's just take a look at the Twitter feed of John Jones. He says, I've been out here in Thailand, I'm enjoying life, I'm stuffing my face every day, and I swear I'm losing weight. Yeah, because the food's not full of shit and chemicals. That's why. Someone says you should be stripped. He says stripped, low. Do I come across as the type of person who cares about things like that? Well, if you don't care, do the right thing. Relinquish the belt.
Then there's Shiel Sonnen, who's never shy about stirring things up, claiming that if John Jones truly wanted the fight, it would already be locked in. Jones hasn't stayed quiet either. He's fired back at Aspinall's remarks with subtle digs on social media, reminding everyone that he remains the reigning champion and the king of the division, at least until someone takes the title from him. He's also suggested that Aspinall hasn't quite earned his shot yet, and if the fight happens, it'll be on Jones's terms.
Who's next big heavyweight star?
Tom Aspinall, the guy who just won the interim title. He's phenomenal, and he is again the next the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His striking is outstanding. Like, I've seen a lot of heavyweight, even Francis, who's like the greatest, scariest power striker I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. No one's scarier than Francis. Francis does not move like Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is significantly faster than every other heavyweight. That's a real problem because he's a heavyweight and he's a big guy, a really big guy, but he moves so fast. And so his speed has always been like extraordinary compared to other heavyweights. Like, he just fucking moves in. It's all like fast, explosive movements. So he's got natural speed, but then he's also got a lot of training to execute quickly. So when he moves in, he closes the gap. You can see like he's fast for a big guy.
Right.
I want to see it so bad.
John was shitting all over Aspinall, saying that
I think that's a bad way to go.
He was lucky that he blew his knee out with Curtis Blades because Curtis was teeing off on him. Unless John avoided him, unless John used his wrestling to avoid exchanges, you know what that's all about.
Correct. It's called the Shop Shutdown.
The Shop Shutdown.
I saw a 7-part series on
Cyborg.
Yes. The Stipe fight, which is just like, it's a weird thing.
Aspinall's an athlete, man. He's such a good athlete.
Freak athlete.
Very fast. Very fast for a heavyweight.
So fast.
Yeah, but we felt the same way about Cyril Gahn.
Yeah,
but Cyril Gahn doesn't have wrestling, doesn't have jiu-jitsu. Aspinall's like legit on the ground. Very legit on the ground.
So legit that his dad owned jiu-jitsu, Jim. His dad's a black belt. He started doing jiu-jitsu at 2.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Aspinall is past the first round, right? Because we've seen him. He looks so fast. He looks, you're like, nobody moves like him. He looks like a younger Kane.
Right.
But he just keeps knocking these guys out so quick. So I'm like, let me see him past the first round to see if he has that cardio as well.
The UFC has remained silent publicly, but behind the scenes, things are definitely stirring. Rumor has it that Madison Square Garden in November is the prime target for the unification clash. If that's true, this long-running rivalry could finally erupt into a full-blown war. Right now, there's an interim champ who's fired up, frustrated, and more than ready to settle the score inside the octagon.
And of course, it's been pretty interesting, all the stuff that John Jones has been saying to the media this week. And I'm sure there's more to come, but check out these.
You're beating guys who
aren't even champions and you consider yourself a champion. He's not a champion.
So John said I need to fight more champions, but this is the problem I've got. John is the champion and he won't fight me. And he says that he won't fight me because it's too much of a gamble.
Aspinall to me is no difference than an Olin St. Prude or Dominic Reyes or Anthony Smith, be like just another up and comer that's exciting right now. And I'm not into gambling my legacy for what's exciting.
And John, if you're not into gambling your legacy, that to me sounds like you're scared of losing against me.
A legendary fighter is clinging to his throne with every bit of power he can muster, while the fan base remains sharply divided. Is Jon Jones avoiding a genuine threat? Or is Tom Aspinall just another contender trying to ride the coattails of the GOAT's fame? One thing's certain, this matchup can't be put off much longer. Every time Aspinall speaks out, the tension intensifies. Every time Jones stays quiet, the pressure mounts. And when the cage door finally shuts, it won't just be about the title. It will be a defining moment for both men's legacies. Jones is absolutely livid with Aspinall, who has repeatedly labeled him a duck. For months, Aspinall has been poking the bear, taking shots and accusing Jones of avoiding the fight that truly matters, the tough, dangerous matchup. Now, Jones has reached his breaking point. He's firing back, and this time it's more than just social media jabs or interview comments. There's a noticeable shift in his tone, frustration mixed with pride. Jones firmly believes Aspinall hasn't earned the right to speak to him this way.
Like, I've been staying away from the media and talking about Jon Jones a lot because, in all honesty, I'm sick of talking about it myself. But there needs to be updates. Do you know what I mean? I see a lot of articles out there online saying a load of different things that's just not true. Do you know what I mean? It's just not true. Where we're at right now is I have spoke to the UFC on multiple occasions about this fight. I'm chasing it up. I want the fight. I've been on record and said that I want the fight. I've been on the phone with the UFC saying that I want the fight. When's it happening? I want the fight more than anyone. What is holding it up right now is his side. That's the truth of it. The UFC really want the fight to happen. They've told me that. This is, as I said, this is one of the biggest fights that can be made in MMA right now. And everybody knows that. Everybody knows it. It's just, does he want to put himself in a position where he's comfortable enough financially to take the risk that he's taking to fight me? And that is where we're at. Like, the UFC tell me, they assure me that they are doing everything they can to make this fight. So it's totally, as far as I'm aware, this is now totally down to Jon Jones and his team to work that out, because I'm in. The UFC are in. They assure me that they desperately want to make the fight. Every time I speak to them, they say we are working as hard as we can on the fight, and I'm literally just waiting for a date. I'm not bothered where it is. I'm not bothered who it's against. To be honest, it's not just the Jon Jones fight I'm looking for. I'm looking to fight, man. Like, I'm in shape. I've been working hard since way before Christmas. I've been in the gym twice a day. My diet's good. I've been sparring. I've got international training partners here. I am prepared to fight anybody.
From Jones's perspective, he's already conquered the sport, undefeated for more than 10 years, defeating every challenger thrown his way, and dominating 2 weight classes. Now, he feels it's disrespectful that people act like he still has something to prove. But despite his stance, the chatter isn't dying down. Aspinall, for his part, shows no signs of backing off. In fact, he's only turned up the heat. He's made it clear that Jon's past achievements at light heavyweight don't impress him. What Aspinall wants is the heavyweight title, the undisputed belt. And in his eyes, that crown isn't truly claimed until he beats the fighter everyone calls the GOAT. That's why he keeps pushing for the unification bout.
I see quite a few people in here calling me a duck. I'm a duck. Call me a duck. Call me a chicken. Call me a goat. Call me a dog. I'm not in high school anymore, guys. A grown man out here chasing his dreams. It's funny that we really live in a world where being called a duck should affect me. Guys, come on.
But if Jones loses, everything changes. The legacy takes a hit, and his aura of invincibility fades. Many believe it's understandable for him to wait, recover, and set the terms for his next fight. Still, that mindset doesn't sit well with Aspinall, who's been vocal, calling out the UFC, Dana White, and anyone willing to listen. He insists enough is enough. If Jones won't fight now, when will he? And if Jones is truly the champion, why does the division feel stuck? Meanwhile, rumors are swirling that the UFC is targeting November at Madison Square Garden for a possible unification showdown. That's the timeline insiders are buzzing about.
John, it's not about you. It's not about your life. It's not about your story. If you want to enjoy your life, if you want to be a part of a reality show, if you want to take that money and delay things and hold someone else's dreams back from becoming a reality, that is ducking. That is ducking, because there is a time-honored tradition in this business, in the sport, in combat sports, in fight sports, in sports period, that the whole thing has to move along. It's not about your story. Your story is great and you're living your best life, great. Get rid of that belt. If you want to do that, great. No one will begrudge you. Everyone thinks you've done enough. You've earned enough. You've proven enough. Now allow someone else to have that same story. Allow someone else to write that same story. You are holding him back. You are holding back not only Tom Aspinall, but the rest of the division. So yes, you're missing the point. This isn't about you. It's about the belt. I take that tweet and I send it to the UFC. He told you his plans. He told you his intentions. Now tell us. Because either one of you is lying at this point. Either John didn't tell them his plans, or the UFC is not telling their plans. I said that the UFC came correct with the money. John asked for top dollar. They offered him top dollar. Essentially wasn't interested. That he's out living his best life. And so now what I believe is happening, as we've talked about ad nauseum on this program, and quite frankly, this topic is boring at this point. If they announced the fight today, we would say, great, now can we all move on? But I believe that the UFC pulls the trigger on things when they have to. And so they told Ilya, we need that belt because we need a main event for April in Miami. We're taking that belt. They told Islam, we need that belt because we need a main event for June in Las Vegas. Until they are forced with a predicament where they need a slot filled, they're not going to listen to what Jon Jones is saying.
If those plans are true, we could be on the brink of a monumental moment. Joe Rogan weighed in, saying that if Jon Jones steps into the cage and defeats Aspinall, despite all the injuries, time away, and lingering doubts, that victory would cement Jones as the undisputed greatest of all time. But Rogan also didn't shy away from saying this fight is a serious challenge, one that's genuinely frightening.
Well, I think that, listen, Jon Jones definitely wants to fight. Just when and where is what we're working on now.
Do you feel confidence? I think you said Jon.
I'm very confident
summer on first
that fight happens. Yeah.
Where do we stand with that fight?
Everything you hear is bullshit until we say it.
So that fight is still the target for both men.
I've said it many times that's the fight that we want to make this year. Jon Jones behind the scene is not a guy that turns down fights.
Would you guarantee 100% we see that fight?
Yeah, I'll say 100%.
Tom Aspinall is no Cyril Gane. He's not someone you can simply walk through. He represents a real threat to Jon Jones's throne. Remember, Jones hasn't stepped into the cage since his quick finish over Gane, while Aspinall bounced back from a serious injury and made Sergey Pavlovich look inexperienced. That kind of dominant performance doesn't just catch attention, it shifts the entire landscape. It raises the question, is Jon Jones's era finally facing a true challenger? The tension is mounting, and the UFC feels it too. This fight isn't just about two heavyweights. It's the old guard defending its legacy against a new, ferocious contender hungry to take the crown.
I think pound for pound, and we won't ever find out. I think Tom Aspinall's the best. I think Tom,
who knows?
I think Tom beats him.
Who knows if Jon beats him? Jon might beat him up.
Yeah, he could.
Jon might take him down and fucking ragdoll him on the ground,
Jon easily could, because we don't know how good Jon is either.
And we also don't know what happens to Tom Aspinall in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds. We have zero
because no one's gotten there.
No one's even gotten close.
There's so many question marks. Like we don't know how good Jon is.
Right.
You can't tell me Jon's the best of all time, or he is the best GOAT, but you can't tell me he's the baddest heavyweight on the planet after being an older Stipe. That's not going to do it for me.
Right.
Aspinall looks fucking good, and he's in his prime.
Yeah, well, Cyril Gane almost beat Francis. I know you can say the thing about the knee, and Jones just smoked him.
Went right through.
We also didn't know fucking Cyril Gane was a fucking 3-stripe white belt. That's news to me.
Every interview, tweet, and podcast snippet is adding fuel to the fire, and fans are firmly picking sides. Is Jon Jones dodging a real challenge? Or is he just playing a smarter, longer game while the rest of the division rushes in? Is Tom Aspinall truly the most dangerous heavyweight in the world right now? Or just another contender who'll crumble when the spotlight hits? No matter which camp you're in, one thing is certain. If this fight goes down, it could become one of the biggest, most talked about heavyweight battles in MMA history.